Okay, so we have moved this down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know this because the ninth axis line, and the point I discovered by counting was the 5th axis line. 9 minus 5 is 4. And so now that I know it's right here, I'm just going to keep my cursor here, and we're going to move 10 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How do I know my point is correct? Because I was over here, which is the 9th y-axis line. I'm focusing on the line that was up and down. It was right here. So 9. That's 9 spaces to the first positive y-axis line, and that's 10 spaces in total, because 9 plus 1. And so now we know that we are still in the right place. And remember earlier in another video I was talking about I can count the spaces between the shape itself. So we can count the spaces between U and T in the original shape, because this is our new alpha U, where we moved 4 units down and 10 units to the right. So between U and T, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 spaces. So since this is our new U, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. 8 spaces. And since this is at an angle, we can't, or actually we can. We can still count the amount of spaces between the W and the T. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces across, and 1, 2 spaces down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we said that there's 2 spaces down, 1, 2. And then for V, it's between W and V, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ta-da! And remember that earlier we realized that the V, when we moved it down 4 units, it was on the x-axis. Our alpha V is still on the x-axis. So yay! I think we did it right. I know I included a lot of different methods and kind of combined them all into one. It doesn't really matter if you combine them or if you just want to stick to one version all the time. But since I know that you're also doing it on the computer, you might do whatever, just fits better for you, because you can't, well, you can, but you can't actually, like, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be copying 10,000 graphs onto paper, so that's why I just eyeball and do all these crazy methods on the computer. Alright. So let's confirm that I got this right, or we got this right. Hey, we did! What? You're gonna tell me that now? Well, let's see if it'll let me do the other. I'm really curious, so I have to pay. Yeah, I do have to pay. Screw you. We're gonna ignore that. So let's see if this will let me do it. Since we maxed out our practice time. So now we are looking at the formula. A little bit, but not quite. It's almost there. It's really looking at the alpha coordinates. So they have already moved. No, they haven't. So it wants us to move it but without actually using the graphing tool, we're just going to have to use some of our other skills to find the new coordinates after moving it 9 units to the right and 2 units down. So the original coordinates are given to us as -9, p is -9, -8 right here, and it wants us to move 9 units to the right. So if this is -9 for x, versus this is over here, the 9th negative x-axis line right here. It wants us to move 2 down, so 10, 11. We're going to put -11. And it wants us to move 9 units to the right. So if this is -8, going all the way to 0 would be 8. And then we're going to go over one more, that would be 9 spaces. So that's moving 9 units to the right, which brings us over to no, that's wrong. Forgive me. No. Starting over. Disregard everything I just said when I actually started trying to find numbers. Here is p, -9, -8. So if we were to move 2 units down, it would become let's start moving to the right first. Yeah, let's move to the right first because we're just going to focus on this -9 here. So if we move 9 units to the right, and we can count it, we can count all the way back because when you move left to right, you're talking about the x-axis. So if we were at the -9th line, we would move 9 units to the right, going this way, and we would reach 0, because 9 minus 9 is 0. So we would just put 0 here. And then for y, we're at -8, so going down this way, on the -8th line right here, it wants us to go 2 units down. So if this is -8, it wants us to go down 2 more, and so we would be at -9, -10. And that would be our new y coordinate. For q, again, since q and p are on the same line and it wants us to move the same number, notice it's the same number in the x spot, same line, same number in the x spot. For q, if we were to go 9 to the right, we would end up at 0, so it's the same. What is different though is our y coordinate, and it wants us to go 2 down. So from here we go -1, -2, and our new coordinate would be -2. R is very nice because it's at 0, 0. How cool is that? So if it wants us to move 9 to the right, that means we can just add 9 to 0, and it's positive because we're moving it to the right. If you think about it, moving to the right from this point, we would still be in the positive area over here for the x numbers. And for 0, since we're going down, 2 units down, 1, 2, we can just count it. It'll be the -2 line. 0 minus 2 is -2. And then for s, we're lucky enough that r and s are on the same line, so their x-coordinate is still 0. And if we are to go 9 spaces to the right, which is positive along the x-axis, we would also get 9. We can count that too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But our y-coordinate is -8, which is right here, and it wants us to go down. we'll just go 1, 2, which is -9, -10, and that is our new coordinate for the y. Let's see if we got it right, but first I want you to notice that P and S, they're along the same line, so they have the same y coordinates because they're from this way. P and Q, they have the same line over here. Q and R have the same line here. Notice that notice their similarities. These both have -8, these have 0, these both have 9, these both have 0, depending on lines of the square or shape. But this only works in squares, not because squares are perfectly even on all sides. So anyway, let's see if this membership is still working. Let's try again. Yeah, we maxed out, but that's okay. We can continue these on Monday. Hopefully I helped a little bit. Who knows, maybe I just made more nonsense float around. I'm very sorry.